Welcome back. You're watching Market Pulse. Now, CARE Ratings has come up with a report as to what the benefits of the passage of the GST bill can be and how it will reduce costs for some of the logistics players in the country. It's quite a detailed report, and to discuss the modalities of the same, we are being joined by Vidhyasagar. He's AGM at CARE Ratings. Good afternoon, Vidhyasagar. It's good to have you on the show. Let's start off with your report itself. A cooling off in terms of costs expected upon the passage of the GST. We'll come to the breakup also that you've given in your pie charts as far as the overt skewness on transportation is concerned. But start off with the basic premise of it. All right, I suppose we've lost Vidhyasagar's audio. We'll just get him back in a while. But as far as the report is concerned, it says that on back of the passage of the GST bill, the Indian logistics industry is expected to grow steadily, led by e-commerce, economic revival, and the proposed GST implementation as well. Certain other programs of the government as far as Make in India, the National Integrated Logistics Policy, 100% FDI in warehouses, all of that is likely to benefit and provide a further boost post the passage.
In fact, this monsoon session will be very important to watch out because GST is on the radar and something that everybody is eyeing and thinking will happen. Remember, 18 July is the start of this session. August 12th is until it will take on, and 20 sittings are scheduled. 9 bills are listed for consideration and passing, but clearly GST remains one big focus. We heard the Prime Minister also just a while back speak about what he expects or how he thinks the session will be, and he believes that everybody will be working towards ensuring that all the key reforms which are good for the country should be given a go-ahead.
Well, absolutely. And, even in terms of all the logistics stocks that we have seen, and especially the warehousing sector, that is something which is really lagging. And even this report highlights a lot of that because that will put a lot of fuel in the wheels of the warehousing space, specifically that certain logistics companies, I mean, whenever you've heard just about the mention of the word GST, you've seen these stocks run up. So a lot of that is, of course, froth, but a lot of that is also associated with fundamentals. A lot of it will come through when the actual passage of the GST bill happens and the fundamentals on ground start improving. All right, I understand we have Vidhyasagar on the line with us from CARE Ratings. Vidya, let's start off with the basic premise of your report as well. You are of the view that it will obviously lead to a lot of cost optimization as and when we see the passage of the bill. Let's start from there and then we'll get into the breakup of the details as well.
Yeah. See, we CARE Ratings believes like majorly 3 components which will contribute to the cost saving once GST gets implemented. Firstly, it would be obviously the tax reduction. Most of the taxes, which are at the 26-25% slab, will likely to come down to 20-21%. That is one component which will save the tax for the company. Secondly, there is a significant cost saving expected in the warehousing segment. Presently, if you see the how the warehouses are built is to avoid CST, it has been built across all the states. Most 29 states, if the company has a presence in all the states, they will have different warehouses to avoid CST. And once the implementation of GST, that CST will be eliminated, which will reduce the cost for the companies to have a strategically located warehouses, and it will definitely save a significant cost for the bigger players. And thirdly, the time which can be saved by implementing GST is significant. As per World Bank report, it says almost 30% time can be saved if the GST is implemented. Primarily because now if a vehicle has to move from state to state, it is estimated like 1/3 of it is being spent on paying octroi or in the toll booths. And we also see pilot study being done on the toll booths where companies can go into the fast track if you have the e-permit, and that will reduce significant cost, and that will exactly save almost 20% of on average cost for a company.
20% savings on cost and 30% savings on time is what you believe. But, what are the potential hurdles that you see at this point in time in the logistics sector, which are, a matter of concern, and you hope them to be resolved to a large extent via GST? Of course, you did talk about it in a small way, but can you elaborate a bit on the kind of concerns that you're seeing right now, which could be addressed in a larger way and hence help the industry overall?
Yeah. Firstly, integrating the entire system would be the very key challenge the government or the players would be facing. For that, government has set up a subsidiary in association with various other financial institutions, primarily to set up and then integrate the systems of all the stakeholders in the logistics segment. And secondly, even though this GST will reduce the time, what we say it can be a reality only 2 to 3 years down the line. We don't see the check post to be dismantled right away. So it will take 2 to 3 years. And further, the implementation of the fast tracks or the RFID technology across all the toll booths also is going to take some time, because each and every player will have some cost involved in setting up such projects, and all the stakeholders involved in that should come up with a modality to how the cost will be shared, and then it can become a reality in 2 to 3 years time. So these are the two key major constraints we actually foresee in the immediate future.
Right. In terms of warehousing, Vidya, I mean, we've seen the warehousing companies also lagging, because there's not as much traction, there's not as much free flow in terms of goods, and thereby there's a lot of capacity underutilization that we see in the current warehousing market in the country, be it in the north or even in central India for that matter. How do you think that the prospects will change for warehousing? Because you have mentioned certain, demerits like the idling of trucks or the man hours lost or the amount of time and effort and fuel that is wasted. How do you think warehousing on back of this will improve?
See, warehousing, again, as I mentioned earlier, it is likely to get consolidated. Now, presently, even if a company has 2 manufacturing facilities in the neighborhood states, they do not have a common warehousing facility. They will have 2 separate facilities. Now, they will be looking for a hub and spoke model, which will definitely save the overall cost and complete utilization of the capacity. That is in first place. Secondly, food industry, which has so many issues like it has to be delivered in a timely manner. That with reduction of time by that also can look at, and overall capacity utilization across the industry can be optimized is what.
All right, so that was the word coming in for the logistics industry. How it impacts on the back of GST coming in, how big it will be for the sector. Well, we slip into a short break here. On the other side.